We slept. Well, some of us slept. Some of us
Well,
had bad dreams. And then it was breakfast time. We brought Ambassador Mac to breakfast. Ambassador Mac, the person, was not amused and departed the breakfast. Jazan asked Kiora to check in with Whitestone and make sure everything was okay. Kiora reminded him we couldn't get in touch with Whitestone because of that whole portal severing. Earrings in the wrong place situation. Turns out that the request was because Jocelyn had a dream of Whitestone being very much not okay. Kiora had also had a dream of maybe the area around
Minor
Whitestone.
correction.
Oh, okay, carry on.
The thing that got rid of the magic event that happened got rid of the portal. It did not affect the earrings. There was no mention that it affected the earrings.
Okay, I was thinking that the earrings
No
were
one's
on the wrong side of the portal, so there was just nobody in Whitestone who had an earring, was what I meant, but that may also not be true, and it certainly wasn't what I said in exactly those words. So the earrings are fine, as far as we know. The teleportation portal is gone. Did I hear that correctly this time?
yes.
yes.
Okay. And everyone who has a communication earring is in the Emerald Plains.
No.
Or is that part not true?
Talia and Ilya, who had been trading off their communication earrings, were in Whitestone.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that correction of my complete falsehood. important detail.
Damn it, Kiora, you could have communicated to Whitestone for me.
Maybe everyone will have miraculous memory today. So Jazan, if I have this correct, dreamed of Whitestone burning to the ground.
Yes.
Kiora had a dream of, she described it as maybe a version of the future. Alina was a paladin. I believe the terrain looked like the terrain around Whitestone, but the walls that she was standing on, seeing, were not the walls of Whitestone, Whatever she saw, she says it was not a vision from the Raven Queen, so it was something else. Macklin says he slept fine. Tab doesn't sleep. V seemed unsure whether he slept fine or not, but did say something about running through endless corridors with premonition of dread, which sounds like a check in the not sleeping fine box. There were some discussions about under what circumstances V would or would not attend the tour and the party. We let him know that at least one of Trent Ickathon's students has a magical disguise, which suggests that his magical disguise should hold up as well as the practical disguise. Kiora went to talk to Almika. They tried to scry on Tybalt and failed because he's apparently protected against that. Tried to scry on Talia and couldn't get through. DM question, was that couldn't get through distinct from the spell failing?
No.
Okay.
All you guys know is that it didn't work.
Okay, cool. So that also failed for whatever reason. Sometimes spells just fails. Who knows? It's probably fine. There was more talk about disguising or not disguising. We declared that since the tour had been offered to us, we were in charge. That's probably fine. Ambassador Mac the bird likes sardines. And then Tybalt showed up. We did some quick surveying of who was coming, who was going, who would be doing what while they stayed behind. Specifically, Macklin asked Almika to look into the bad dreams and also look after Elsie the baker's friend. We couldn't leave Ambassador Mac behind. He loves us very much and would make chaos. And Macklin thought it was fine, or at least assessed that Ambassador Mac's unlikely to get himself dead. Either way. Kiora was not disguised at this point, but did become disguised later, and there were some questions and thoughts about that. There was weird tension with Tybalt. We introduced him around. Some people did better jobs of others that introducing themselves. We also introduced Ambassador Mac, because he can't talk, so couldn't do it himself. And Tybalt says that our goose is actually a phoenix. And that's fine. Tybalt wants to shut the cellar down, speculated with Macklin about where these eggs may have come from. Is this some sort of like destabilizing chaos breeding drop sale? We told him we'd show him the location of the cart after the tour. We don't know if it's still going to be there. We kind of hope not. Then we went to the academy. We got a tour. We met Bren, a redhead who's also a student of Chanticathan's. We were shown a library. We were shown classrooms. We learned a bit about the general course of education at the academy. We learned that Chanticathan has 3 students for about 5 years each. So Tybalt is 1, Bren is 2. Tybalt is an illusionist, Bren is an evocationist. There's also Astrid, who is not an abjuration specialist, but I don't think we found out what she is. We tried to poke at what kind of cool defenses there might be on Chanticathan's house through a couple of different ways, including enlisting Macklin in this effort. Neither of us were smooth enough to get it done in a useful fashion, but it was entertaining. Macklin was like, hey, there was a gentle nudge at the defense on Trent's house, and the student was like, yep, probably protected, and that was the end of that. Also, it's Empire Day, so we couldn't watch a class because all the kids had been let out early. It's the anniversary of the day that King Dwendal took power and killed, well, subsequent to killing all the Sintrams except for the one that he married. Don't know if the killings happened on the same day or if this was just the day he took power after that. Probably it was a long game. We don't know. Kior took a vibe check on Tybalt, trying to get a sense of how much he believes in Trent. Got a sense that Tybalt is putting up a real good front, but there might be some. He might not like. I think the phrase that I wrote down was he sampled the Kool-Aid, but maybe isn't fully committed to the Kool-Aid. But is definitely is not fully not committed. So pretty in the pocket, but some ambivalence was the read. Macklin then approached, remember that we had another thing we were supposed to do here. Approached Bren and asked about the possibility of meeting Vesta Ragna to ask about Dharam Fala. We were informed that she studies antiquities and specifically the Calamity. And Tybalt sent Bren ahead to see if Vess was present in her office, since she often goes to Iselcross. So may or may not be present and accounted for. That's what we got.
Robust.
Mm-hmm. Any additions, clarifications, anything like that people want to add?
Can't think of anything.
I cannot think of anything.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add either.
The only thing, I would. Jazen stayed behind, right? Jazen had some other stuff he was hoping to do, if I remember correctly.
You are correct.
I don't think we know that he had other stuff that he wanted to do, but I know because I remember John mentioning it during the bad dreams.
Okay.
Yes, the bad dream.
Speaking of, let's pick up there.
Delightful.
Jazen, what are you doing while everyone's gone? Everyone except Almika. Really, who's reading a book.
Jazen's gonna politely excuse himself.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go to his quote-unquote room.
Yep.
He's gonna sit at a desk,
Mm-hmm.
pull out a piece of parchment, and start writing on it. And he's gonna cast Commune.
Alrighty.
And I hit my microphone.
You
Gotta find that. Hold on.
Sure.
I am scatterbrained today. So.
Oh, no worries. I can pull it up as well.
Do. Right there. Boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
So you contact your deity, divine proxy, and ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
You must ask your questions before the spell ends, which the duration of it is 1 minute. So I can
Okay.
ask.
You feel the paper grow cold under your touch and disappear as your ritual starts.
So the first question that is going to be asked is, has Whitestone fallen?
Yes.
Okay. So that, of course, redirects the next questions that I was going to ask. To the next question is Ilya okay?
Are you saying okay or are you saying alive?
I feel
I was
like
just thinking about that because there's a world of difference between those two words.
I am saying okay.
No.
Yes or no this is crucial. Who was with her? Was it Talia?
As far as you all are aware, with her are Talia, Seeker Zoom, and Corin.
Has Talia been has Ilya been captured?
No.
Okay. And that is my 3 questions.
That is your 3 questions.
So everybody is left, right? And I can still use the bracelets, correct?
You can. They have a distance of a mile.
Are they a mile further away?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll go talk to Almika's with us, correct?
Amika is with you, yep.
And I'll go up to her and I'll say, I'll sit down. I'll pour myself a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I will calmly start drinking it. And then I'll say, Whitestone's fallen.
You hear her pause, close her book, and she'd been kind of like draped across the chair with Elsie in her lap, and you hear her kind of move Elsie, and then sit up straight, look, and take a deep breath. All right, we expected that. What?
Ilya's not doing good either.
That is unsurprising. She is a frontline sort of sovereign, so it is not unlikely that she was involved in whatever battle there was. Do you have any more information?
Well, I know she hasn't been captured.
That is also a good thing.
Hmm.
If she is not okay but not captured,
I don't know if she's alive or not. Well, I'll just put it that way.
Huh. Alright, talk to our Ambassador Mac and get him a carriage so that we may rendezvous with our companions.
Where is Mechlin?
They are all at the Cerberus Assembly.
That's correct. Thank you for reminding me.
Of course. Sorry, not the Cerberus Assembly. That is the school.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're fine. Well, we put our nerves.
No, sorry, and you hear her kind of walk over and pour herself a cup of tea and take a sip of tea. All right. Well, I need to prepare myself. I believe that Cure was not ready for me to reveal that I am alive to Volt, so I must do a disguise.
I don't think the illusions are going to help you out too much.
They'll help enough.
So I'm not sure exactly what are we doing.
You
Are
are
we
going to go talk to one of the servants and have them bring around the carriage for us. I am going to
That-
cast Disguise Self so that it does not look like myself.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. And Jocelyn's going to get up and walk out. He's going to find the closest servant, put his hand on his shoulder, squeeze just a little tightly. I'm going to need you to go get that carriage for me. That'd be great, right?
Servant looks up to you, kind of blinks his one eye. He's got an eye patch over the other, and goes, "Ah, right you are, sir, right you are," and darts away to go get your carriage.
Somehow Jocelyn still has the tea in his hand while carrying a staff, while squeezing a man's shoulder. Someone figured that one out.
You had the staff in the crook of your arm, and that's the hand
Yeah.
you were using to. I feel like Jocelyn knows how to balance his staff like against his shoulder.
Puts it on his head and just lets it balance. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna wait for Almika.
Yep. And
He's gonna wait for the carriage.
You don't hear her, like, you hear, like, the spell being said, but you don't actually, like, hear a difference in her as she kind of sweeps out of the rooms. Because it's mostly a visual spell, so it's completely lost on you. As you are joined by a purple tiefling who kind of hooks her arm in yours.
And we'll go, I guess we're gonna go do things.
Yeah.
Jonathan's not feeling very good right now.
Yeah.
He's about ready to puke.
Yeah. Almika, who quietly whispers to you to call her Allie,
He nods.
will head out and help guide you into the carriage. How much actual helping it is, how much it is keeping up the charade that you are, in fact, quite blind.
Yeah, I can't see nothing.
Can't see nothing. Don't know anything.
The best strategy is always show a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And then show them you're actually not weak in that spot.
And Almika seems to kind of get that that's what you're laying down. And you jump in your carriage. And you did this pretty early after everyone left, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it was essentially everybody kind of gets up, walks off,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to my room real quick. And then I went to my room, took the minute. They're probably, honestly, not that far off, to be honest with you.
Probably just arriving at the school and beginning their tour. So we'll say, as Bren kind of rushes off to go find, Vesteragna, you all are approached by a young student who kind of looks at you all excitedly. There's another carriage from the embassy here who said they are looking for you all. A purple tiefling woman and an older gentleman with the staff. He didn't seem to see too well.
Oh, we thought he was sleeping late. Please bring him in, if that's all right.
It is. Would you like to go meet with him? We can arrange a room.
Why would we meet with him? He can join the tour. We could start over. We don't have to start over.
Tybalt just kind of sighs heavily. All right, just go get some and bring them here.
Kiara's pursing her lips in the background.
The young student kind of nods a little bit. Okay, yeah, I'll go get him. and rushes off as Jocelyn and Allie are brought to you all. You guys are still kind of hanging out in like it's not a hallway. It's definitely like a foyer. There are benches around, things like that. Um, one of those places that like like in like colleges where there's like it's not in and of itself it's not like a room, but there's like chairs are set up so that you can congregate there and sit if needed. That sort of place.
Sure.
As Allie.
How much does Almika look like herself beneath the tiefling guys?
Roll a perception check or investigation.
Loading up my sheet because I forgot to do that when I logged in.
She gave herself some horns and turned her skin purple, and that was it.
Yeah, that was everything.
I mean, if she's Kyor's sister, then But I think Almika someone criticized Kyor about her. It was Almika, wasn't it?
A lot of people have criticized Kyor's costume. To be fair.
Can I do insight?
Sure.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm pretty good when it comes to my family.
Yeah.
Process of elimination tells you that the tiefling that is approaching is Almika. She's still vaguely humanoid in shape. She's got she's got 5 limbs. She's got two arms, 2 legs, and a tail. Just kind of swaying quietly behind her. She seems to be wearing leather armor of similar almost in style to what Tab is wearing even, but with long black skirts that go under it.
Kind of squinting a little bit and murmuring to myself, tiefling. Why did I never think of tiefling?
She's got black horns that kind of start right above her eyes and kind of curl back. Black hair, very curly, and kind of left free to her shoulders, and piercing red eyes that are almost a little uncomfortable, like making eye contact with her. You kind of want to turn your face away. You don't want to look at it too long. It's very uncomfortable.
So whereas I went for a bland disguise, she went for a so over the top that you have to look away.
I'm not even going to make you roll a history check. You know from her time in the fire plane where she was so obvious, it was so obvious who she was that she didn't want anyone to, because of everyone is afraid of her position, they didn't make eye contact. It was don't get close to the doomed person. So she might be leaning into that experience a little bit to draw upon her.
Okay.
If people are uncomfortable looking at you, they aren't going to look at you and examine you that much.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. So, but she does approach your group. Kind of scans you all for a moment and then looks to Jocelyn.
Yeah, so, Kyor, I need to have a conversation.
Has Almika made any register of Tivil?
I was just gonna say he's still here, right?
Yeah, he's there. You do because of that 20 insight, you do see her looking at him, but she's very quick to avert her eyes and keep control.
And I have to follow that up with a look at Tivil.
Tivil is not paying attention to your newest companion. Seems to blend in with the rest of you, as he kind of looks everyone over.
Awesome.
Who is is he not paying enough attention that I think I could get away with raising my bracelet to my mouth and muttering into it?
He's definitely watching you all. Like, he's not, like,
Okay.
not paying attention. He's just, he has not he's not, like, zoned into Almika. He's like, oh, obviously this is one of you all. You're all a bit eccentric looking, other than Cure. So,
Okay, then I'll let this stay out and we'll see what happens.
as
At least for a moment or two more.
Allie, as she is calling herself at the moment, kind of puts her hand on Jazen's shoulder. Apologies. Grandpapa wanted to speak with you.
Jazen, you can tell, is very perturbed by that comment.
It must be very important if Grandpapa has gotten up from his rest. We should go to a quiet place, perhaps.
Yes, a very, very quiet place.
Till just blinks. Alright. I will find us a conference room. Come with me. And he kind of snaps his fingers at a student. Go tell Bren that we need to put off our meeting for a half hour. And the student kind of nods and rushes off. Tybalt leads you to a smallish conference room. It's got a table. It's obviously a study room. A long table, several chairs, a few carts for people to put books.
Is he hanging out with us, or is he...
Oh yeah, he's staying with you until you tell him to go.
I thought so. Okay. Can I scope out the room? Like, I'm not gonna like start poking at things in front of him. But can I scope out the room, trying to get a sense of, I'm assuming it's bugged. How bugged it is?
Roll an investigation check.
That is a 31.
31. It is not bugged, but it is not protected against scrying. Looks like this is genuinely a study room. But you also see Tybalt is standing, like, next to the door, kind of watching you all. He is not leaving.
Okay, I'm just gonna lean up against, there were carts. I'm gonna hop up onto a cart and pull out Ambassador Mac and let him sit on my knee and scritch him behind his head and see what happens next.
What would his title be in the school? Would it be like headmaster? Would it be
Tybalt's?
Tybalt, yeah. What's the proper title for him?
Hold on, I gotta Google a thing.
I know Jazen would know, but
Prefect, maybe?
John doesn't know.
He's a TA, so assistant professor.
Okay. So Jazen will not look over, but make a motion towards Tybalt and be like, "Excuse me, assistant professor Tybalt, but would you mind if we had this conversation alone amongst my friends?"
And your granddaughter. Fine. And he steps just outside of the room and closes the door behind him. And he's leaning against the door.
I wait like a heartbeat after the door's closed and secured before I look around. You all know this room's not secure in the slightest, right?
Obviously.
Obviously.
How much security do we need?
He's also probably listening.
That I'm less concerned of.
I seem to produce some rope from my bag of holding.
I don't.
We can't tie him up,
He is
Macklin. That would
idling
be
Mac-
give us
rope.
away.
What is it that you're fluttering, Macklin? I don't.
I can create a quiet place for us to retire to for a moment. It'll take some magic, but it can be done.
It's a study room. There's a door. Are there windows into the room? Or is it like this is a closed room where nobody's going to be looking in at us
Oh, this is a closed room.
unless they open the door?
This is meant for like we're closing and locking the door, and we are not leaving until we figure out this arcane puzzle.
Delightful.
I mean, I personally don't mind it being quieter, if you know what I mean, but it's completely up to you because I have utmost important news to share.
Yeah, Mecklin's gonna nod at Jaws and pull up the rope, begin tying it in a little bit of a knot at the end. He then utters a few phrases, and the rope begins to lift up toward the ceiling. And cast rope trick.
Cool.
I forgot
love
you'd
it.
gotten that. Yeah. Easy enough.
I'm staring at the hanging rope. What is this supposed to do?
I saw
skip.
Ilya do it once.
We'll skitter right up it.
Yeah, Almika similarly climbs right up. She knows what this is.
Jaws, are you good to climb a rope?
Like, yeah, I can climb
I'm just
the rope.
gonna guide him toward the rope and just make sure his hands get on the rope. All right, you first. Keep climbing till you either find a solid surface or someone pulls you up.
Would it
Jaws.
not be a good idea if someone remained in the room so they did not think we simply disappeared?
Will they see the rope?
What if we pull it up?
Should we leave it out so they know we didn't just disappear?
Then they could climb the rope and come in.
And then we'll stop talking.
That would be rude.
Is it better if they teleported away? Or turned
I
invisible?
think so.
We kind of squint at Mackin. How is that better?
V, would you mind staying out here and watching, and we'll talk into the braces so you can hear everything that we're saying.
Sure.
The bracelets don't work across different spaces. You couldn't hear us when he was in
You
his...
need to come up.
What do you want?
Cure is shaking her head and just walking over to the rope and climbing up.
Sure.
Let's just make it quick so he doesn't look in, yes?
Oh, I'll make it nice and quick for you, Macklin, don't worry.
I beg your
Oh
pardon?
my.
Now
Following
we'll stay
Jaws up the
outside.
rope.
That makes Cure
But we're
pause
like
on the
already,
rope.
we went up first, so we're like upside down with our head pointing out of the portal, having this conversation.
Almika just kind of sticks her head out. Sorry, Grandpa and Grandpa. If you could stop flirting and get your asses up here.
I thought it was a death promise.
Jocelyn just seems visibly frustrated that you all took that completely out of context.
It's very nice when old people are in love.
It really is. And you see Almika her accent had slipped a minute. She puts it back on. It really is when the old people are in love.
All right, now that we're all... What kind of space is this?
It's like where we found Alina. Where she was supposed to stay and then she didn't, and then we found her again. It's just like that.
Yeah, Kiara, you've been in the rope fort before.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, you were in it when you and Ilya discussed your various deals that you had made.
Okay, so she's unnerved but doesn't remark on it just because this is a weird space. All right, then what's the emergency? What's happened?
I thought we were making it quick.
Sorry, I got a text message from them.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Macklin's just pulling the rope up, closing the portal from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
We take Ambassador Mac out and let him run around the interdimensional space.
He's really excited to run little circles around you.
Oh.
And his feet make a little flip, flap, flip, flip noise every time he walks.
I wish we had grabbed some sardines from him, but we didn't.
So Jocelyn kind of so. Kura, are you absolutely sure you cannot communicate with the camp with Whitestone with that area of things?
I was informed that communication with Whitestone had been interrupted.
Would you do me a favor? Would you make a valiant effort at it?
You mean reach out to Talia or Ilya, whoever's
Yes,
wearing the
please.
earring at the moment?
Either one. Knowing that they're okay would really, really make me feel better.
Now, I can't remember. Do the earrings work across dimensions?
We were just wondering that too.
Those ones do.
Great.
I feel like they did because I thought I remembered it.
Yeah, future
'cause I
Almika
used them in
planned.
the Feywild.
Yeah, future Almika planned for such a things.
What a smart person.
Experience is the mother of necessity.
What?
I'm going to touch my earring, kind of look off to the side. Ilya or Talia, can either of you hear me?
A voice comes through. Not Ilya or Talia. This one's Ghost. We have not been able to get communication with them. We are still working on establishing communication with them.
So even with the earrings, they have not been answering.
That is correct.
Thank you, Ghost. You've answered my question. I'll look back over at Josen. I surmise you've heard enough to anticipate what I'm going to say.
So, Jocelyn, without hesitation, after Kira says that, says, so Whitestone has fallen. I know Ilya is not in good condition, but I do know that she has not been captured by the enemy.
I had surmised that Whitestone had fallen. How do you know that Ilya is not in a good condition?
I have talked to my patron, and Hades has replied.
And he said she's hurt.
He said she's not okay.
Kind of furrow my brow a little bit. Josen, I don't think any of us are okay with the current situation. That seems somewhat vague.
Well, sometimes these things aren't as easy as 1, 2, 3. And if I'm not mistaken, don't you have something that if one of you does not survive a situation, you would know?
I look down at my ring.
Yeah. Unchanged. Still looks like she's alive.
She still is.
So knowing the fact that you would know if she was dead, figuring out if her health is better or worse is more what I was entitled of looking for. And if she had been captured or not.
And he had said that she had not been captured?
She had not been captured.
I nod a little bit.
There is wisdom behind the things that I ask, Kiora. It's not like I'm completely stupid and don't pay attention to what you say. Talia, I don't know. I don't know what has happened to her. I don't get that many questions, though I can ask tomorrow if that's what you prefer. But I feel as though this was important news, and everybody needed to hear it.
We may not have to ask tomorrow. If they get things off without hitch tonight, we can be back in Whitestone by whenever you can get us there, Jocelyn.
If I go to Whitestone, it's fallen, Macklin.
Macklin nods. Yes, we can get a first-person view of what's happening. Rather than playing word of mouth or playing tag over earrings, we could get in there.
We might have an idea.
Well, I would love to hear it, Tab. What is it that you have?
We're going to pull out our potion of healing, and we're going to hand it to Macklin. No, I think we're going to hand it to... we'll hand it to V, because we're going to ask Macklin for something else.
He accepts this potion and kind of eyes it going, what the heck did I just get handed?
Don't drink it yet, or at all. You're going to need it for us, hopefully, in a minute.
V blinks.
Count to 15 and then pour it down our throat, please. If we need to. Macklin, would you kill us a little bit, please?
What?
What, Tab? I'm not liking your idea now.
We'll get better.
I think we need this idea explained in full before we do any maiming of one another.
We can ask questions too. And we have questions to ask.
To whom are you addressing your questions?
We like affect goes a little cranky, but not with Kior. You know who?
That's what I surmise.
What do you need to happen, Tab? Do you just need to be hurt a little?
Just kill us.
Kill you.
We'll take care of the rest.
You want me to kill you?
Yes, please.
I feel like it might be easier just to visit the Temple of the Raven Queen and seek communion there.
I like Kior's plan a lot better than yours, Tab. I don't want to kill you.
We don't want to go to the Temple of the Raven Queen.
I can respect preferring the more direct of the two options.
Literally would rather die.
Macklin just scratches the side of his face. You don't want to go to the Raven Queen's temple because that's where she is. But you want to go visit her personally.
I'd like to point out that when you seek communion, the Raven Queen is obliged to send you back. That's part of the process.
V is obliged to bring us back. We trust V more.
I mean, Tab, I have resurrection powers, but
It's all right. We'll be all right.
no, I don't want to kill you. I mean, if you want me to give you a little slit on the hand for some blood or something
Oh
like that,
shit, I forgot I have access to this.
Kill person?
No.
Yeah, it's called Holy Avenger. And damage is like tripled because of Tab's shit.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
It was a tap.
Oh shit, I have permanent... I need to double check to verify that I actually have access to this. Please continue.
You don't have to watch.
we're not killing you, Tab. I don't care how it's important. I am not. Nobody here is killing you,
We can do it ourselves if we have to, but that's harder.
Tab. You're not killing yourself.
Tab, do you have to be dead or unconscious?
Unconscious,
I can knock you
but
out.
it doesn't. But not sleeping. That doesn't work.
Unconscious, but you need to be gravely wounded.
We like
Almost
snap our
dead.
fingers and point at him.
Okay.
No, we're not doing that, Macklin.
As the discussion is going, I'm going to pull out my Holy Avenger and kind of look over the blade. About how shiny would you say the blade is? I know it radiates light, but is it like reflective shiny or just clean metal?
I'm going to say that it's pretty reflective. It is a magical weapon. It is
Okay.
the Holy Avenger.
Well, hearing Kior unsheath her sword, Jocelyn's going to go, you're not killing her either.
And to
What?
be clear,
No.
Tab is completely unconcerned. Like uncontested uncontested
Surely-
any insight rolls on whether Tab is convinced that they will be just fine.
Someone knows prestidigitation here, right?
Yes, I know prestidigitation.
All right, clean my sword.
Okay. Listen, you're taking a role as queen.
Joseph, I'm not going to kill Tab. I just need the blade as reflective as possible.
Jocelyn's gonna cast prestidigitation on the sword and clean it
Sure.
off as clean as it can get.
Prepped for surgery, I see.
Yeah, it's.
It's sterilized now, Cure. Go ahead, do whatever you want to do.
So, the Holy Avenger is a very divine blade.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that it can serve as a divine focus?
Yeah,
And it's extraordinarily expensive, right?
I would say that yes, in fact, and probably, yeah, definitely very expensive.
All right, I'm going to attempt to scry on Ilya.
Okay. The spell fails. You gave Ilya an earring of anti-scry.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch. I should have tried Talia. All right, two things that's occurred to me. One, I remembered that I can scry on people, and two, that was the highest level spell slot I have available for the day, and I am incapable of doing it again.
Should have just killed us.
I'm not going to kill you, Tab.
I love that you guys are going to go into the heist tonight with no spell slots left.
I have plenty of spell slots.
His is the only one that matters. Mine are more situational.
I can, if I want to, I can get that level 5 spell that I just cast back. So
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm a motherfucking sorcerer. It's the only good
Sorcerers.
thing I can do.
Actually, Josen, don't you have a way to verify their safety that bypasses pretty much every other consideration?
You want me to wish upon it?
I'm not saying I want you to wish upon it. I'm just verifying that there are options.
Yes, I can grant you any wish you'd like, Cure. Is there a certain wish you'd like?
I am not engaging in that kind of discussion.
It will only cost you your soul, Cure.
I'm afraid mine's spoken for. Twice over.
We lift the bracelet to our mouth and we say, too soon.
Alright, I tried my idea. I'm not interested in trying Tab, truth be told.
Nor
I
am
mean-
I.
You all could just leave the hole if you like.
It's much more dangerous if we do it on
Macklin.
our own.
I swear to you at the moment, if you even take out a dagger, I'm going to set you on fire.
Cool.
Do I still have the scarf of fire protection?
You would set him on fire to keep him from setting us on fire.
Yes.
That's funny because I was just looking at our inventory. It was like we have an arrow we have an arrow fireball. We would take no damage from that probably.
I have coal too.
Alright,
Don't worry. I have other things that I could, number 1, set you on fire. Number 2, I could make insects crawl from your skin. I can also shine bright lights at you if I really want to.
Oh, we can do that too.
Um,
How
Josen has wish. He can do whatever he damn well pleases. Let's
So-
not engage in that
can
kind
we
of
sigh
discussion.
heavily and poke our head out of the rope to see if anyone is standing in the
yeah, sure.
conference room looking confused?
Yep. No. Tybalt's just leaning against the door. You see the shadow of him through the door. It's like one of those like frosted glass doors. And he is very clearly leaning against it.
Alright.
We sigh heavily and pull our head back up into the rope trick.
We have information we need to verify. We can verify it without spilling blood. All it needs is a bit of time to get over to the Church of the Raven Queen, and then I can see about confusion and ask the Raven Queen directly. That way, Tab doesn't die, And Tab doesn't have to endure a meeting with someone they don't like.
We haven't died yet.
Oh,
And we'd like to keep it that way.
Tab, I would assume you're a willing victim, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to roll some damage as Almika approaches you and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Delightful.
Almika, no!
You don't know.
I see Almika walking over and raising her hand, and I know Almika's a spellcaster. I don't know what's going on, but
Nope.
that's my initial reaction.
Give me a moment. I need to pull up the spell. Because she is not yet powerful enough to have power word kill.
That's good. You don't come
We
back
might
from
have
that.
too many hit points still.
Yeah, that is the situation.
We do, yeah. We are. Tab would have, yeah. We definitely have too many hit points for that. We would be looking for something. The goal is to roll death saves, because if we don't get to roll death saves, then we don't get to do our thing.
Yep. She's gonna try to help.
Delightful.
Conjure elemental.
Just beating Tab into a pulp with a rock elemental.
Oh no. That one, she wouldn't use that one. That's a little too hard. That's a little too metal. That one.
Waiting to see how this plays out so Kior can yell even harder.
That one only does 48 and definitely wouldn't do it.
Tab, you've made yourself too powerful.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that is the thing, isn't it?
That's why we were appealing to someone who could do sneak attack damage.
Conjure
I mean, I
rock.
can certainly try, but like, you have more than 40 HP.
It's true. Where's Ghost when you need her?
It's
Immolation
like the game
is
is
just.
specifically designed not to do one-shot KOs at our level.
Me and Kiora can go to the church while you guys take your grand tour. And Malmika can come with us while you guys do your thing. We'll split up 3 and 3. It'll be perfectly fine. Nobody needs to die today. A lot of people died. They've already died. There are going to be more people who die. We're trying to figure out who has died.
Yeah.
Can we
doesn't-
not kill more people?
It doesn't count if it doesn't stick.
Amika's kind of like, you see her looking in your eyes going, no, I don't think that will work.
All right, again, no. Josen's idea. Josen is being reasonable.
I feel like Firebell would be overkill.
It wouldn't work on us anyway.
Oh, well damn. Then immolation definitely won't work.
I think you
All
can try.
right, I'm going back down, and I start making my way towards the rope.
Mika, come with us, please. Let's go. We're gonna go talk to the Raven. Come on.
All right, and she heads down.
Or Ali, whatever your name is today. Come
It's Ali, please. Especially once we are out of here. And she looks to you, Macklin, and winks at you and V as everyone else leaves the little dimension door cubey thing. Rope fort.
Oh man.
We
Oh,
scoop
balls
up
to my
him.
court, I guess.
Scoop up Ambassador Mac and scritch him behind the head. We're too powerful, aren't we? We thought you were all very good at this. Not that you're not very good at it. Just it's very complicated.
Alright, so with the other two leaving the rope fort, I guess I'm gonna cast Blight. Hold on a sec.
I will let you auto crit because that's what you're doing for.
Alright, yeah. Hold on for a moment. This is going to suck, okay? Just hold in there for a moment. And
Sure
I'll
does.
use the
It's all right.
I'll use the Condemner to cast Blight. This is a level 4 casting for 8d8 necrotic. Where's my roller?
We're
Josie,
literally
no one
going
else
to
has
the
followed
church.
us out of the force.
We're literally going to a fucking church, and you're still doing this?
Yeah.
Why are you still doing this if we're going to the church?
You don't know you're outside.
Because
I mean,
part
you
of being
know.
chaotic
You
good
know.
is being chaotic.
Yeah, but a chaotic good person wouldn't kill someone
Not killing him. It's not going to stick.
Yeah.
In what world?
until it sticks.
Well, we'll cross that river when we get to it.
This is where I feel obliged to point out how certain the players are that this death won't stick.
We handed
That never has ramifications.
We handed a Via healing potion.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Alright, sorry, I had to find 8d8s.
Oh.
This is double the dice roll.
Yep.
It's a lot of 7s. Oh boy.
Oh, good.
And before we find out Vecna's mastered the soulmonger.
Yeah, right. Like, shit like
Oh,
this
no!
has never gone bad.
I just
Oh.
read the spell description. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at my.
You're resistant.
So my creature type is both undead and human, and humanoid, right? Like I'm both. I
Yes.
have both of those.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
Okay, this
But I'm-
probably won't even
I'm not a
get it done.
plant.
You are not a plant. No.
You're not a plant. So doubling the damage total, it was 47, so that becomes why I keep happening?
94.
94, thank you.
Oh, nope. Okay, pretty good though. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Sure.
I probably can't do sneak attack damage on myself, can I?
You cannot sneak attack yourself. You know what? If you
Do
roll
I also
roll
need to
wait,
attack? Is that what's going on here?
roll a medicine check, because if you roll a medicine check and you land really good, I will let you do sneak attack damage on yourself, because you're not resisting and you know where all of the bad points are.
I can't believe this is happening.
What is
I'm gonna
You
use
need a
my luck point to
DC
reroll that.
15 medicine check.
Okay, the 4 wasn't gonna do it. 18.
18. Yes. You can sneak attack yourself.
The player thinks this is fucking hilarious, but the goddamn character is gonna be fucking pissed.
Tab does have I didn't get my D6s out because I didn't think I was gonna need them tonight, but here we are. So they're within reach.
This is some like Ides of March bullshit. You guys are just on your way to the Senate and everyone's stabbing.
All right. You know, I'm just gonna roll it in
In roll 20.
roll 20. Yeah.
I mean, I can stab you if you want, but
Cool. That'll do it. Okay. Now roll some death saves.
Yes, you do. As your vision fades, as you plunge your dagger into your own heart, weak and tired from the blight spell that you let
Delightful.
happen.
So this is audience with death.
Uh-huh.
So let me roll. I'll roll first and then ask. Oh, that was. I don't even have to do the second one. That's a success on the first roll.
Okay. So you see in front of you not the Raven Queen, but looks like almost a half-elven gentleman, long black hair, wearing a mantle similar to Kyor's. Standing in front of you, giving you a kind of almost a crooked smile.
Do I know who this is?
Oh, roll a history check.
Dropping my dice. 16.
16.
Oh wait, I can add some. I
Okay,
always forget that I have those past life knowledge things. So let me actually use one of them. 17.
17. He looks hella different now, but you almost remember him more as like a rogue or a class member, as this being Vaxel Don. He was a member of a really important adventuring crew in Amon. They got given a keep and everything.
Yeah, I would have definitely known him around. So I can ask yes or no questions. Can I talk other than that?
You
Just for
can, yeah.
flavor?
Yeah, you can talk for
Delightful.
flavor.
Oh, it's you.
It is.
We're not staying.
She sent me in her place because she thought you might be more comfortable with. He motions to himself.
We were happy about it until you said that part. Can we pretend that didn't happen? That she sent you?
He kind of smiles and nods. Get the feeling that he's trying to not make you waste a question on that.
Appreciate it. I was about to ask another question, but it shouldn't be a question. We were trying to decide if it's how the questions work. We should know this. We don't remember quite well from last time. It's been a while. Are the Seeker and Corin still alive?
Yes.
That's one. Save 2. That's a 17 on the first roll, so that's another success. The plan that we had for Tharmpala, well, we need to change it now because of what's happened. The insurrection. That wasn't a question, that was a clarifying statement.
I don't know. Maybe. Going to go with a soft yes on that one.
Okay.
Is how I'm gonna go with this. Just like Vaxel Dodge, skating past the question.
Unknown is a viable answer for this, so that's extra delightful. We're very pleased. We like the plan. It's not that, but plans are nonsense. All right. We can't phrase it like that. Has Talia been captured?
No.
Oh wait, we need to roll again. Sorry. Yeah, that's another success.
Okay.
So we got our question, but then we get then we're awake again.
You stabilize. You are not awake.
Then stabilized. Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
You hear him go, "No, not captured."
No longer actively dying is what we meant.
Yeah.
And if we can sneak in a thank you, that's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Before we lose him, we'll do that.
Yeah. As everything kind of just goes dark. Macklin, V, you watch Tab sink their dagger into their chest. You wait a minute. Not a minute. You wait 6 seconds. You wait another 6 seconds. You wait another 6 seconds. Tab's not dead.
Alright, V, I think 15
I'm gonna
seconds
pour
is
that
gone.
potion down their throat.
Yep.
It was just a standard. V, do you want to roll the d4 or shall I?
Whichever.
I've
I'm just
got
gonna
one.
roll in.
Go for it.
Alright, is it I don't have the description. Is it 1?
1d4 plus 4, right, for a standard?
Yes.
Cool. Good work, V. All right.
No actual dying, damn it. Cure will kill us all.
Gonna take the wand of prestidigitation out,
Uh-huh.
flick it, twist it, and clean the blood off of Tab.
Sure. You get Tad cleaned up and looking a little better. Still looks weak and a little, like, pallid. But,
Alright, how you feeling?
That was a very good spell. It was a very terrible spell. We don't want to experience it again, but thank you very much. It was very good. You did very well, V. Thank you. You feel much better now.
You're welcome.
Well, considering dead and not dead, that's a pretty low bar to jump over.
We felt fine when we were dead.
That's between you and God, my friend.
No Vax.
That's
He's not God. Or even
no
a God.
facts. Oh, I see.
You want to know what we
No.
learned? Or do you want to keep it a great mystery? Or do you want to tell the others we're not dead?
Macklin just
Or
stands
do we
up
want to pretend
and
this never happened so that the others don't know?
I think we
They
should
know.
tell them,
But
won't tell the
dusts
others
himself
because
off.
then they'll kill us for real.
should we leave them plausible deniability?
If anyone asks, Tab, you fell out of the hole, you hit your head on the ground, snapped your neck, and we healed you.
I mean,
We wouldn't
everyone's
we wouldn't
sitting.
fall.
Everyone's sitting at the bottom of the hole. It's been less than a minute.
They
Yeah.
haven't left?
No. We've been
Oh, I thought
waiting
you all
down
went
there,
down
and
the
Kiara's
rope.
expression
Okay.
has been getting darker and darker.
It's only been 15 seconds.
Yeah.
She's very well aware of what rogues can get up to in 15 seconds.
Shenanigans.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you guys split the god and the rogue party. This always happens when the god is in the god and the rogue party switch.
I think Tab has decided that the scampering down. I mean, we look terrible, probably, but there's nothing to be done for it.
Do you have second wind?
No, we're pure rogue.
You're a rogue now? I thought you were like a fighter thing.
We had a couple levels of warlock at one point, but it was terrible, so we spec'd a straight up
shit,
Franken
okay.
rogue. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna. Does anyone have another potion or 3? We'll pay you back.
I think I do have at least one.
DM, actually, do we know? We wandered through the market the other day. Do we have a sense of whether we can buy more healing potions
Yeah,
easily?
you might be able to buy
Okay.
some common ones.
Okay.
You're also in a wizard school.
Let's see, I have
We're
I
gonna
have
do
a
a
regular
heist right
potion of
here.
healing. I'm gonna pass one potion of healing to Tab. It's just a regular standard healing potion. And I'm going to burn 2 cure wounds from the Ring of Spellstorm.
Okay.
I'll roll the healing potion.
Are you guys doing this down in the common room with everybody?
No,
No.
not yet.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
We don't want to do them for ourselves.
Okay. About 30 seconds pass.
So we chuck
So
the
does-
healing potion.
Does Josen look as as knowingly frustrated as Kiora is right now?
Yes. Probably more so.
Almika behind you kind of looks at the door and then looks at you two.
Just so you're ready, Amika, we're going to broach the subject with Tivol very shortly.
Alright.
Oh
Tab,
my
you got
god,
25
hold on, I gotta roll something.
Wow, 25. That's great. Thank you.
Fuck. As you say that, Almika just kind of face palms. And you see the figure at the door stiffen.
Nice.
We were right.
Player is
Why
delighted at
bother
that.
with disguises? Why? Would be less suspicious if we just walked around as ourselves.
It really would. We will thank Macklin and V and promise to stock up on healing potions as soon as the tour is over. We'll go acquire some, and then we'll
As you head down, Tybalt pulls open the door, steps inside, and then yanks it closed behind him, looking at all of you. That have some of whom are just now emerging from a hole in the sky.
we give him a jaunty wave and tuck it fast with one hand. Ambassador Mac will be back in our pocket as we slid back down the rope with the other hand.
Kiara's waiting for everyone to land first.
He just drops out of the hole in the sky.
I'm just gonna make my way down the rope. Kind of stop midway as the door slams.
I feel like your
Yeah,
passive
that's
vibe check will pick up that something just happened. Couple things just happened.
Without a doubt.
Jozin's so confused.
No.
Jozin's in that state of, okay, I'm not gonna cry, but I'm gonna cry, but I'm gonna kill people.
Kiara's just going to say, I'm so glad in our fight against this undying lich, no one has been tempted to cheat death in the same manner as the enemies we consistently fight against. It feels so good to know we are different than our enemies.
One hand on the rope now and kind of scratches behind his head. So does that mean if we die in battle, you're not going to scrape us up off the floor? Because that's a bit of a deal breaker.
Raising a fallen comrade is very different from assisted suicide, Macklin. Particularly when suicide is meant as a means to an end.
Speaking of means to an end, did you just call her Amika? Your Grace.
Thumbs up to the goal.
Ditto, honestly.
I'll look over at Tivol.
He is glaring at you.
Earlier this morning, you made a comment about presuming I knew you, Tivol. I think it's fair to say that you might be under a similar impression about thinking you know me. I had wanted to broach the subject in a somewhat more private environment, but this morning has been well and truly spoiled, so... I'll look over at Almika and then look over at Tivol. From what I understand, you were not the only one who survived that night in Zadash. And I had made arrangements to see if we might be able to persuade you to rejoin those you had not realized you had lost.
He's going to cast spell magic on Almika because he's an illusionist. Almika's disguise fades. She's wearing comfortable robes, as she usually does, being a wizard, blue skin.
Just for kicks, I'm going to dispel my illusion too.
Lavender eyes. He's a little taken aback, like he's not quite like, you've seen Hunan enough to see those features kind of make the want to believe, not quite sure I believe face. It's usually it's more well-meaning and open and friendly on Hunan's face, but your little brother has the same kind of features.
I'm watching him very closely, and his reaction prompts a slight nod. I sensed you were not all you were presenting yourself to be the other night. I understand how suspicious you might be of me and my motivations, but after confirming my suspicions with Almika later on that night, I wanted to try and do what's best. Wanted to try and do what was best by the two of you.
DM, can I try to read the extent, if at all, to which Tybalt is thinking this is not the time and place for this conversation? Or if he's totally fine with this time and place?
He appears to be in shock and isn't even really paying attention to what Cure is saying to him. And he just moves. He actually just moves forward to Almika and pulls her in for a hug and starts saying something very quietly in Zemnian.
I'm gonna go stand in front. I'm just gonna go leaning. It's basically mirroring his leaning against the door position, but from the inside. And try to listen through the door.
Okay. Cure, you do. If you want to roll me a perception check, you can try and figure out what they're saying. Or what he's saying.
Oh!
Wow!
He's family
I
now.
really need something to focus on right now because I haven't really addressed Cure's feelings regarding the whole Ilya's a trouble thing before launching into everything else.
True.
So
true.
yeah, she listens very intently for a moment just to get a sense of what they're saying, but then she's not going to eavesdrop on the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be saying, telling her that he came back, that he had heard that she had been sold to the fire plane. He assumed she was. He's basically just apologizing. You hear him apologizing.
I think I've had my fill of touring for the day. Would it be possible for you to escort us back to the embassy? Perhaps we can meet with Vesterogna another time.
Yeah, he doesn't even clock you're talking to him. You have none of his attention. Tab, you hear a knock at the door.
So we now have two people who look different than we walked in here with. We have Tybalt hugging one of them. I assume all three of these things would be visible the second that the door was opened.
More or
Question
less,
mark?
yeah.
Hold on. We'll be right there.
Can Almika and Tybalt be ushered into the portable hole? Not the portable hole, the rope trick.
They could just transform back into their forms.
They could.
Yeah, did I hear the knock at the door as well?
Go away.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh yeah, as soon as that knock went, I activated my ring again.
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt those two as they're having their Zemnian conversation and hugging and whatever family do, because families are weird. All right, people at the door, you two are neither what you were supposed to look like. Why don't you go to a quiet place and do this somewhere else?
Roll a persuasion check.
Sure. I will be as persuasive as I can. Little shit that I am. It's going to be a 34.
Okay. After you say that, you see Tybalt kind of step back. He kind of wipes his face. Says, has switched completely over to Zemnian, to Almika. Okay, put up your disguise. Almika does again. Cast disguise self, and is disguised. He's red-eyed, like he's been like crying. He opens the door.
Only reason why
you may
Jocelyn
want
is-
to, and I motion at my eyes.
Jocelyn isn't screaming. That's the only reason why he's not screaming at people right now.
And he pulls in Bren, the redheaded gentleman that you had, or teenager really, that you had met. And Bren just kind of looks at all of you. He seems unfazed by the fact that Tybalt is no longer wearing a disguise. Does not seem to have any effect on him. Tybalt, are you alright? Tybalt nods. Yes, just some family information. We are going to cancel our meeting with Vestivognas this afternoon.
We would like to cast a quick questioning look at Macklin regarding the second mention of canceling that meeting. Just the eyebrow of, is that okay with you?
Macklin's gonna bite his lip a little bit. But
Is she here?
Tybalt,
The Bren.
She is heading out soon to get ready for the ball tonight.
oh, she'll be at the ball.
She will.
Oh, wonderful. Perhaps we can conduct business later on tonight then.
We nod.
Really, it's more of a meet and greet anyway.
And you see Tybalt kind of put his head to Bren's. I need you to keep this a secret. For me, please. Not even to Master Ikathon. And Bren kind of nods a little bit.
Insight checking Bren.
Yeah, sure.
The hot streak was bound to let off at some point.
Bren kind of puts a hand on his shoulder. All right, if I will keep this a secret if you want me to. Only because you are asking me. And you will tell me later. Tybalt nods. I will fill you in later. Until then, we need to get them out. Back to the embassy. You see Bren laugh a little bit. I mean, if anyone could get them, and Tybalt just holds up hand. Not right now. Just get that carriage. And Bren nods. Heads out. Tybalt turns to look at you all.
There might be 2 carriages. They came later.
Duran will see whatever needs to be done is done.
We're gonna, if we're just lingering here, we're gonna look over at Cure. You don't like it when people make decisions for you.
You got cut off.
We'll look over at Cure. You don't like it when people make decisions for you. Fairly neutral, curious body language. Questioning. Not curious, but questioning.
No.
You don't get to make decisions for us. Same body language.
You're right, I don't. You can
We
make
not-
decisions for yourself, and you can live with the consequences yourself as well. I'll start for the door.
We have so far. And we'll hang with whoever's hanging. Unless everybody's moving, in which case we'll move.
Yeah, if the cart's being drawn, Mackin's going to dust himself off and start to make their way outside.
Before Had makes their way outside. Yeah, but we also agreed that when it came to important decisions like that, we would all agree to it first. And that's when Jocelyn would walk outside.
Is Macklin still in the room?
Macklin would have gotten up and gotten ready to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not lingering on any
Okay.
of this.
We'll just follow.
Okay. As you all kind of start leaving, Tybalt kind of blinks a little bit. Puts out a hand for Almika. Almika kind of joins him. And he heads out to follow everyone outside, as he is still officially kind of your sponsor and leading your tour and can't just let you wander about.
Oh, right.
I'll follow along respectfully.
And he leads you out, where 2 carriages are waiting. Bryn still was it looks like he was on his way back. Definitely side-eyes the fact that Tybalt is holding a tiefling's hand. Before, kind of just shaking his head at him, and carriage doors are open for you.
I'm sorry, that was Bren side-eyeing that Tybalt was holding a tiefling's hand? Or that was someone else?
No, Bryn.
And to be sure, Tybalt is joining us to go to the embassy, right?
Yes. It appears he is not eager to separate from Almika and has in fact kind of been staying very close to her.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll hop in the carriage.
I'll follow Macklin in.
Oh yeah, I'm getting in. Sorry, we're getting in.
Okay.
Yep, Kjor's in.
Yeah, Jocelyn probably got in after Kjorn.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough. And you all fit in one carriage. Like, it is big enough. As you all get in the carriage and the carriage starts moving, Tybalt just kind of puts his head in his hands.
Has something
Yes.
else gone wrong?
Tal'Doreians have a fantastic sense of humor. And timing.
Kjor is quiet and has her head kind of bowed and is kind of staring intently at the floor, kind of deep in thought at the moment.
Did I hear it right that Tybalt said that the Fates have a sense of humor?
No, he said the Tal'Doreians have a fabulous sense of humor and timing.
Ah. Looking tifled over, Mackin's just quietly going to speak up. World isn't. World's suddenly not as small as you thought it was, is it?
Things are a lot more complicated than even you know.
Macklin nods.
You've touched upon the tip of the iceberg.
I am a scourger for the Empire.
He's a what for the Empire?
A scourger?
Forger.
No.
Scourger, I believe.
Scourger. Got it.
Who's a scourger?
Tybalt. He said I am.
Oh.
I apologize. I have no idea what that is.
The Agathon's elite, muscle men, magically speaking.
Does he keep you as much in the dark as he does the rest of the people here?
No.
So you have some knowledge of what's going on in Tal'Dorei.
I have a great deal of knowledge about what goes on everywhere. So that is my job.
I'm glad we can skim past some of the details then. Will, as you're one of as you carry Trent's favor, will you be at the ball tonight?
It is my job to use my position as your brother to get close to you and keep tabs on you and get information from you. So, safe to assume that yes, I am going to your ball tonight.
I nod soberly. We may require your assistance. And it shames me to put it in such sharp terms, but I think such assistance might require you to choose where you ultimately place your loyalties.
I know that's the moment you mentioned that this was Amika. The moment I dismissed her delusions.
I would like to say that my request that Elmi could come here to meet you was made entirely out of familial loyalty, and it was not by any means motivated by anything else.
You would like to say, or you are saying?
What do you say?
You would like to say, or you are saying?
I am saying. You don't know me very well, but I put a great deal of import on family. I think, given our respective histories and what we've done with our lives, we can understand that kind of import.
So what have you been doing the last few years?
Is he asking that of Cure?
Yeah.
Cure lets out a little humorless laugh. Fighting a war, to be quite honest.
Family is so important. Why weren't you here 4 years ago?
To be honest, I did not know I had any other family beyond Hunan. We were sold into slavery. We spent some time on the elemental plane of fire, and then an adventuring band brought us to Tal'Dorei. By the time we had any sense of where we were and any expectation that we were no longer in imminent danger, we had been adopted into the Tal'Dorei royal family. And then Amon fell. And then we moved to Vasselheim. And then Vecna attacked Vasselheim. And I've been fighting ever since. When we encountered Almika in the fireplane, there was no question about bringing her back home. If I had known that you were alive, that you existed, I would have come for you as well. But I confess I have very little clear memory of my own childhood.
Tybalt looks to Elmika and Elmika nods. It's true, Tybalt. They fought a pit fiend. They put aside their mission in order to try and in order to rescue me, and they were very successful. Even if it ruined their mission and sets them back. They found me an apprenticeship. I've been studying magic as well. Tybalt nods slowly. The Empire saved me. Trent himself picked me from a shit school where I was making money shining shoes in order to try and pay my shit school to teach me magic. He saw that I had potential. He rescued me. He chose me as a student.
Can I roll an insight check to see how much he believes that?
Sure.
It's 32.
32. He 100% believes it. He trained me himself personally to be everything that I could for the Empire, to bring myself out of what we were in. He was the only one who gave a fuck about who I was or what I could do. And now you turn up and you want me to turn against him? After all I have done for the Empire, all I have done for him?
For what he's done for you, he has my appreciation. But for all the things he's done for you, why has he focused so hard on keeping everyone else in the dark about what happens out in the world?
Don't give a fuck about what's going on in Tal'Dorei. Except for Tal'Dorei. The average person does not need to know. Does not need to care.
Better that they believe the Queen seized power and is plotting against the Empire to retake a throne that she never had.
You seem very certain that she is not. She did seize power.
If what happens in Tal'Dorei is of no consequence to the people of Wildmount, then why perpetuate a lie?
Where is the lie? Tell me.
Where is the truth?
She was raised to take back this country.
How do you know so much about how she was raised, yet you knew nothing of how I was raised?
You wear masks all of the time. It's not like we get color paintings or in our
You know
reports.
so much about the Tal'Dorei family, but you knew very little about the two Azamar who had been adopted into them?
Azamar, yes.
It's
They're fairly
amazing
common
how the
in this
details can be
country.
overlooked when they don't fit the worldview that's being thrust upon you. As I said, Trent has my appreciation for what he has done for you, and I don't seek to... Hell, honestly, I'm not I have no interest in the politics of Wildmount and Tal'Dorei. My interest is in dealing with potentially the greatest threat this world has ever seen. And what I know is that the people of Tal'Dorei are wrapped up in the conflict about it, while the people of Wildmount remain willfully ignorant.
And what do you think is the biggest threat to Wildmount? What is our biggest concern? What news have you heard of Wildmount?
Unless you're about to tell me something about a lich about to ascend to godhood with none of the restraints that keeps our own gods in check, I don't think you can tell me anything that quite matches up. People who pursue that kind of power will seek to impose that power on everyone around them.
Can we vibe check Tybalt, please?
Sure.
25.
25. Stress to the max. Stress to the max.
Yeah, kind of thought so. We will raise our bracelet to our mouth and very quietly say, you should stop. You don't have to listen to us, but you should stop. It's not helping. Look at him. It's not helping. And then it's a yo-yo hand, lower arm, and just sort of throw the yo-yo out once more. Not like, and these are like small scale tricks. Like we're
Yeah.
not taking up a lot of space. We're just fidgeting.
Kjord doesn't immediately respond. She hasn't quite been looking at Tivil throughout the conversation either, but she did kind of end her statement on awaiting a comment from Tivil.
He just
Should we
leans. Oh, go ahead.
try to bounce our yo-yo very, very lightly off his knee, like not actually bouncing it, just like very light tap, like attention-getting tap?
Yeah. You get his attention. He is staring at you with. His eyes are more of an at this point more of like an electric-y purple. Like he's wound.
We're sorry. This wasn't what we had in mind for the tour. None of it has gone as we expected. That happens sometimes. It's all right. That's what happens with plans. They don't work. Sometimes. Often. What do we need to do to make the rest of today all right for you? Or not? If not all right, at least less terrible. To get you through the party?
I'm not sure if I will be able to go to this party. He kind of just leans his head back and kind of rubs his hand over his face.
And that will be bad for you, or that will be all right?
It will be bad. I will be punished for it.
By your master or by someone else?
By Master Ikathon, yes.
Sort of glancing around the carriage. We can't replace you. That wouldn't work. How long is it until the party?
Probably
The
about
tour was
5 hours, so.
okay.
Ikathon isn't the kind of man to accept excuses for absenteeism, is he?
So
My first test
we tell him it's working?
when I became a scourger was to kill a traitor to the Empire. In order to graduate. The traitor was my mother. So you can imagine the sort of man that Trent Ikathon is if you disobey his orders.
I see. So for all the work you've done for him, and all of the building up and the teaching, the tutelage, his grooming, he would not turn a blind eye to you not being at his fancy party.
Given the jobs that I was told to do, no, he would not turn a blind eye to it.
So he can't just break your legs then.
We'll direct the yo-yo sort of lightly in B's direction then. What did you just say, B? About telling him it's working?
So we tell Trent it's working. I mean, if your instruction was to kind of insert yourself into our party in getting some information, we tell him it's working. I mean, the same outward look. Everyone keeps their hands.
Not incorrect. Not a lie either.
Would that be the excuse? You stayed with Almika tonight?
How is Almika looking right about now?
A little shaken. She's definitely quietly taking it in. She's still holding Tybalt's hand. Watching him. You can roll an insight check if you want.
Sure. 18.
18? Yeah, she's not really hiding it. She's definitely, like, calculating him. Like, she's listening, but not just, like, listening to the words that he's saying. She's listening for deeper things.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure.
Did he? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask if he had any thoughts on whether saying the it's working. I'm spending the evening with Almika instead of coming to the party to get more intel information, like do my job. Whether that would protect him from Trent's wrath potentially.
I could perhaps say that I'm searching your items, but I still don't think that will work. And I think that you would rather I be in charge of spying on you than the others.
That's not wrong. They would notice when we make mistakes.
Mika, do you know where Odrin was last? Do you remember? Was he in Whitestone?
Almika thinks and kind of looks at you, a little shocked out of her own thoughts. Odrin was, I think, he was serving as the high magical commander for Ilya.
Cousin just kind of nods and then goes back into his own thoughts.
Almika kind of just... Tybalt, you will go to the party tonight. With us. And while we are all there, we will do our jobs. But... I'm sure Kiora would rather have you keeping an eye on them than she would anyone else. You would report into Master Ikathon not all of the things that you have seen today, but various things that you have seen today. And everything will be fine. But first we will go back to the embassy. We will have a cup of tea and have a discussion. Tybalt just kind of nods sharply. As your carriage pulls to a stop outside of the embassy.
Kiora will move to climb out of the wagon.
Okay.
Out of the carriage, rather.
We will sort of addressing the group in general. We need to run to the market. We promise we won't buy any more rocks, eggs, animals, anything like that. Just potions. Is that all right?
Almika kind of... Oh, go ahead.
Macklin kind of shrugs. Do you have enough coin?
DM, can you remind me how much healing potions tend to run? Or do we have any idea how much they're likely to run in Rexentrim?
Probably like 50 gold pieces for a simple. They're pretty expensive.
can get a few, yes. We're doing all right. Nothing fancy, but a few of the basic ones, yes.
Nod toward Tab and also make my way off with the cart.
Does anyone else
Wagon.
need anything while we're out?
Elmika kind of looks to you. I think that Kyoto said she wanted to go to the temple.
We're not invited.
In the same direction, you can both share carts there and back.
We don't mind walking.
Alright.
And then, so hearing no one who needs something at the marketplace, we will trot off to the marketplace.
Okay.
Before Tab darts off,
Oh, sure.
I'm going to look just toward V. Are you going to be his +1 or am I? Not a good idea to go out alone, I don't think.
We
V
promised no
blinks and
eggs.
tries to reorient off the topic of +1.
But we'll linger.
V stands up to go with that.
Nod toward V. I'll make my way to the embassy.
Delightful.
Okay. Yep. Cure is enough to get directions to the embassy. Not the embassy, to the temple. Jocelyn, what are you up to?
Being muted?
I'm looking through my spells.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you have
Most
Smite
of-
Rogue prepared?
I don't need to smite a rogue.
He strenuously does not want to fight any rogues.
Just
We've already
just
had that
wish
fight.
that all your favorite people were here. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Listen. But I have access to wizard spells and everything else.
Ooh.
I literally have access to every spell there is.
Oh, that's right. It
So-
never gets less cool.
I'm gonna say this without saying a word to anyone. Johnson gets out and goes right to his room, and he literally pulls out parchment, and he's just reading right now.
Okay.
And I'll let you know because there's a particular spell that I'm looking for, and I'm trying to figure out what wording says.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is he reading his contract?
tell Johnson praise.
On brand.
He's doing contracts. So I'll get back to you.
Okay. Cure, you're heading to the temple?
Not heading out just yet. Once I have my directions, I'm going to head up to my room for a little bit.
Okay.
And sit down on the edge of the bed and have myself a good think for a while.
Alrighty.
Johnson and Cure go think, and that's what they do.
Team action and team ruminators.
Mm-hmm. And so, that case, Tab and V, you head to the market?
Yeah. Tab is pretty on task. We'll go searching for a place to buy healing potions, but is pretty focused. Is not prone to wandering in the way they usually are. I mean, if they stumble across something exceptionally interesting along the way, let me know and I can reevaluate. But by default, Tab go by. Let's see. We're doing all right in gold. We would buy 6 basic healing potions if we could find them.
Okay. Easy enough to find an apothecary and to buy them.
Cool.
Especially if you're offering market price. They seem to be excited that you're not haggling with them. It looks like they're probably used to adventurers haggling with them. And you being able to pay the price on the tag.
Tab's position is where we're going. We won't need gold. So yeah, we'll just pay market price for healing potions. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Reed, is there anything else that you want to look for at the marketplace? Tab is content to head back to. Well, Tab would probably like make a detour past if we pass like a coffee shop or a bakery or something. Would probably like.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of those.
Acquire some nibbles, but other than that, is happy to head back. And it has occurred to them that they should probably like sit down for an hour and rest up a little bit at some point.
And he is just like, this place is insane, and I kind of want to, hide out here for a couple of weeks.
Then Tab would sort of Tab will actually hand V two potions of two of the. I'm gonna do a quick count. Tab will hand V one potion of healing.
Okay.
So just a standard potion. So I'm down to 5. Tab V has 1, and we'll say we could come back when it's all over if you wanted to look around some more.
This was a regular potion of healing, right? I'm just trying to add it to my image before I forget.
Yeah, the 1d4 plus 4 1.
Okay. So, coffee.
Bookshop? Bookshop?
If we pass a bookshop, Tab would be happy to stop into a bookshop.
Okay. Damn, that's quite a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's level 8.
Nice.
So I'm going to cast telepathy, and using my wish, the spell comes to my mind as I'm sitting there writing down my new contract that I'm creating for my next unfortunate soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see if I can create a link with Odrin.
Okay.
But you can finish with them first if you'd like.
Alrighty.
I don't want to interrupt their turn.
Well, I
That's
think
amusing because Kiora was going to go and knock on Josen's door.
I think they're going to stop in a bookstore. And as they stop in the bookstore,
time goes in there.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And as they do that, we'll switch over to Josen.
So yeah, I'm going to try to focus on Odrin, and as long as he's in the same plane as me,
Mm-hmm.
I figure we know each other good enough. There's a really solid connection there.
There really is.
So Josen is going to try to focus on him and see if he can connect the link and pretty much ask him, "Are you okay?" I should say, "Are you alive?"
I am alive, yes.
Are you okay?
We're pretty injured. A bit trapped at the moment.
Where are you?
The dragon's safe under what used to be Whitestone.
Are you surrounded?
Almost assuredly.
Do you need assistance?
Yes. It's going to be difficult, though.
Is the whole city overrun?
It's not just overrun. They turned the air poison.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so this lasts for 24 hours, by the way.
That's
great.
bananas. I
That's-
just looked it up. That's
Yes.
wild.
Amazing.
So we're not broken. Me and him are connected together. So that's gonna be devising plan. Is Ilya with you?
She is.
Is she injured?
She is injured, yes. She's resting now.
Is there any way for me to get a teleport in there? I know exactly right where you are, and I've been there multiple times.
I think we're under a magic bubble. Actually, you might be able to if I can disrupt his magic just long enough. We can time it properly. There's only about 10 of us in here.
I think I can do it. Let me find teleport. Give me a second, I'm going back into my mind, even though you're in my mind. So,
You hear a knock on the door.
come in. Johnson's he's thinking to himself.
Chosen.
I'm talking to Odin right now, just hold on a second.
Odrin.
Yes.
Where is Odrin?
He's in the dragon safe underneath Whitestone.
You have a connection to Whitestone.
I have a connection to Whitestone. I am thinking, Cure. You need to leave me alone for a second.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Josen. You've just told me you have a link to Whitestone. I'm
Too many
here to
things
find out what
going
you
on.
know.
La 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 la.
She's going to close the door and sit down across from him. I was
Alright.
going to go to the Temple of the Raven Queen to see what I could find up. If you have a do you still have a connection? Are you still speaking with him?
I'm still speaking with him. I'm trying to figure out how to get him out.
Excellent. What's he saying? What's everyone's condition?
Shut up, Cure. You're breaking my focus.
Oh, is it a concentration spell? Do you need to focus on it?
Shut up, Cure. You're killing me here.
I'm having quite a day, Josen. I really need this right now.
How much do you have left in your tank, Odrin?
I could probably disrupt the anti-magic field for a minute. It'll tap me out completely.
Is there any other magic user there?
Ilya has some magic, but it's mostly of the burning undead sort. Talia has some access to magic of the paladin variety.
So we have a problem.
What do you need?
I can only get 8 of you out. Actually 7. Because I count as 8. Oh, no, sorry, that's 9. I can do that. I can get me and 8 of you out.
You and 8 of us.
Who's there with you?
Talia, Ilya, Corin, Assume. Math. Talia, Ilya, Corin, Assume. General Marvitz, and 5 Sisters of the Red.
And then yourself, correct?
Right. So 4 sisters. My math was wrong. And then myself.
So is that 9? Is that 9 in total?
Should be 10. Odrin,
I
Talia.
have 10 in total.
Yeah, okay.
I.
Let's see. So I can only get 8 out. Because I have to teleport to get there. And then I have to teleport us back. So I would not have enough energy to get back for 2 of you.
Do you have any bags of holding?
Kira, do you have a bag of holding?
Josen, you know I have a bag of holding. I keep one of the most important artifacts on the planet in there.
So you know how I tell you all the time not to do this?
There's a lot of things you say not to do, Josen. Most of the time, they're things that you go turn around and do yourself.
Focus. I'm going to put 2 people in a bag of holding, and then we're gonna go to where's that place? I can't focus right now, Kira. The Emerald Plains or wherever. So that means I'm not going to be back until tomorrow to pick you up.
Okay, so I have to reread the spell. Can he hear, okay, Okay, so Odrin can't hear you saying all of this.
You mean because I'm talking out loud? Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, no. Odrin cannot hear that.
Okay.
So
Won't
I'm going
be back until tomorrow. Josen,
Nope.
there's an archmage at this party. He's going to be very angry.
Sure, our friends and our allies are going to die if I don't go save them. Would you prefer me to let them die, or do you prefer me to go save them?
Are they going to die immediately?
Sure, they are injured and underneath a big giant cloud of gas, poisonous gas. Do you want me to leave them there and wait for it to seep in?
I am trying to find a way to accomplish all of our objectives rather than just scratching half of them away to launch ourselves into the others.
Your soon-to-be wife is currently injured and dying. Do you want me to leave her there to die?
No, Josen. But are you aware of all the sacrifices that she has made to ensure that we win this war? We still don't have the Book of Planner binding.
And you guys can handle it just fine.
If we anger an archmage, we're going to need someone of capable power to stand against him.
You're one of the strongest people I know. You'll be fine. You slayed.
I don't know
A
the wish
Draco
spell.
Lich.
I think there's a definitive difference in the levels of our power.
I don't think there's I believe in different types, but still at the same time, I currently have family who's dying and underneath a cloud of gas. I cannot let them stay there.
I have family there as well, Josen. But we have also experienced firsthand the kind of difficulties we create for ourselves when we rush.
Go into his head. So Cure is
Sure
currently
keeps talking and lecturing him.
Cure is currently trying to convince me not to come and save you in case they have to battle an archmage. And they need my assistance in slaying such archmage. How are we doing over there?
We're surviving. Why? I think that there's options. That we can get. Where are you battling an archmage? How do we? Just. Sorry, it's getting really hard to think. Why don't you just take us back to wherever you are so you can help with the mission against Vecna? Whatever it is.
You might be muted if you're responding, John.
Yeah, I was muted.
Oh, I bet it was really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that natural reaction. Johnson acknowledges Odrin. I understand. I get it. And he goes back over to Cure and he says, "So, new plan. I'm gonna go and get them, and then I'm gonna bring them back here instead."
Thank heavens you gave it an extra 2 minutes to think the plan through before launching into your own. See what a little patience gets you?
Now give me your bag of holding. I
give him
would
my bag of
bring
holding.
you, but unfortunately, that takes up valuable space, and I don't want to have to throw 3 people into it. I'll be right back. And Joslin's gonna cast teleport.
Are you
Okay.
sure that Joseph?
Boom.
Actually, no, wait.
Oh.
Before Joseph does that, he'd go, "Prepare your spell."
Prepare what spell?
I didn't say that to you, Kira. And then he goes back into his mind. "Prepare your spell, and then
Yep.
let me know when you're ready, and I will come."
You hear Odrin sounding very strained. You have a minute.
That's all I need.
Now, Joseph, before you rush off, are you certain you've thought through all the aspects of this plan?
As soon as he says you have a minute, and I figured he's casting the spell right after that.
Yep.
Because I'm here to discuss this with you.
He just disappears.
God damn it, Joseph!
All right. Yeah, you disappear. You focus your teleportation on Odrin with a fucking telepathy spell up. I'm not even going.
It's almost like I go through the ripple of the. It's like I fold inside out into the hole and appear out of Odrin's ear.
Yeah.
Oh, that was very cool. Right up until the ear.
Yeah.
You appear right.
Really cool
You
part.
appear right next to Odrin.
Then it ended in a terrifying.
You feel resistance as you teleport in. Like you feel like
The anti-magic.
yeah, you feel the anti-magic field, but it feels just not solid enough that you can manage to squeak into it. You are in a collapsed tunnel. You are not in like the dragon safe as you remember. Like you're in a collapsed tunnel.
No, that's not good.
There's 4 looks like heavily armored paladins. Actually, sorry, 5 heavily armored paladins. 4 in red, 1 in black.
Yeah.
You see Ilya on a stretcher. You mostly see her because of her crown, which is still fire. She's still wearing a crown of fire. It's just, it's barely, like, flickering embers level of light that it is currently now. And everyone kind of looks up at you as you appear. A little confused. Everyone looks fairly dazed. And you notice that roll a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. Saving throw?
Yep.
That's good. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
26.
26? Oh,
26.
yeah. You feel the air in here is thick. And probably, and it feels
Heavy.
thick, heavy, and you feel sluggish kind of bringing it in, but you manage to push off whatever effects it has.
Johnson springing to in his, like, as he's, like, kind of figuring everything out, he's like, "It's very strange that the blind guy is here to save you, and I have no idea where your positions are." And he opens up a bag, and he's like, "But I need 2 of you to hop in here as quickly as possible, because, well, we have no time to do anything."
Yep. Assume kind of strides forward. Alright, I'm in it. I'm one of the smallest ones. And he
Hold your breath.
takes a big deep breath. jumps into a bag of holding. Like, this is totally something that he can do. You hear another voice go, "I will do it as well." And
Hold your breath.
the gentleman holds his breath and jumps into the bag of holding. So there's now 2 people in the bag of holding their breath.
Yep, so that should leave enough.
Yep.
Jozin's gonna wrap it around his shoulder. He's gonna grab on to Odrin and pull him over and kneel next to Ilya, and he's like, we need to hold hands now.
Yeah, and the Red Paladins work to kind of link weak areas in the chain. Ilya, Talia seems out of it and a little confused as you are there and shouting orders.
Jozin to the rescue. Anyways, old man to the rescue. Jozin, as he takes his knee next to Ilya so everybody can form it around her.
Yep.
Instantly, and he casts teleport.
You cast teleport. You feel that energy cross your... It's like stepping through a fountain, like a waterfall of cold water. It's very uncomfortable. But you managed to get it out, and you're teleporting back to the embassy.
Yeah. Probably the most open spot I can find. Or that I remember, coming right into my mind.
Okay, so your room is pretty big. You could probably teleport everyone in there without a problem. Or you could aim for someplace else, like the dining room or ballroom.
Okay, this is how I would do it. I would aim for the room, trying to focus my energy so Ilya lands laying down in the room perfectly.
On the bed? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Roll an Arcana check. I'm going to give you disadvantage because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And cutting through that anti-magic field is a little wonky.
I rolled 2 15s, so that's a 16.
Okay, so you manage... She lands on the floor, but she definitely lands on the floor, at least, and not, like, above the floor.
Air.
So, as... Cure, you were just like, damn it, Jozin. And almost before you could get the words out, this room is filled with people.
Holy shit! Oh, where's the bag?
And yeah, I mean, as soon as Jozin lands, he thinks of Assume, pulls him out, and then goes back in and grabs whoever the other person that volunteered.
Yeah, with another hand, as Assume also puts his hand in, pulls out Corin. Who's looking a little pale, like, oh shit, what did I just do?
I'm glad
That's not
Assume
the
was there
first
to
time
help him
we
because
had
I'm
that
not sure.
expression. I feel absolutely confident.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm glad Assume was there to help him because I'm not sure Jozin would have been familiar enough to pull him out.
Yeah, that's another reason why Assume was like, yeah, I got my hand in there.
Exactly why Kior lunged for the bag too. She knows how that works. Then she'll go to Ilya and immediately lay on hands.
Sure. Yeah, you look over. She's got she's bleeding from looks like a head wound. Couple of other wounds on her. Lay on hands.
Give her 15 hit points to start with.
Sure. You see her eyes kind of open. She looks disoriented. A bit confused.
Jozin just flops on the floor expending all that energy. All at once.
Was there an audible thump as everyone just appeared in his room?
Yeah, there was a thump. Sure, yeah. Macklin, you're hearing thumps come from Jozin's room and Cure cursing from Jozin's room.
Huh. Huh. Yeah, I'm in the room.
Yeah. Gonna knock.
No, I'm just gonna open up Kramer style.
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's 4 blood red paladins, 1 pure black paladin, 1 of the Raven Queen wearing a mask.
Assassins.
There's Ilya's on the floor with Cure over her. Corin and Assume are kind of standing awkwardly in a corner because this room got full of people really fast. Um, there's a whole lot of people in this room.
Welcome to the Tal'Dorei Embassy. We have other rooms.
Macklin, get Mac.
I stow the condemner, and I'll go find Mac.
Sure. He's doing paperwork in his office.
Just quick rap tap tap.
Yes.
A moment.
You'll be
Hi. Yes. Hello. We have visitors.
all right.
There is currently royalty in the embassy.
I'm aware.
No. I mean the sovereign is here.
You brought the sovereign to the.
Teleportation happened. They look like shit. Get up here quick.
On Empire Day, and he just kind of runs after you.
Of course, on Empire Day. It's a day of celebration.
It really isn't. My lord, it really isn't.
I'll pay you 10 gold to not call me my lord again, ever.
Fine. Lynn.
Fine, my lord.
Just gonna hustle back to the room with Mac.
As Mac and Mac enter the room again,
Mac.
Ilya forces herself to sit up.
She goes to, and I just put a hand on her shoulder to like pin her to the ground. Hold on. I'm going to give her a once over and investigate to see where she's injured.
Sure. She looks like she has some sort of head wound. She's definitely got a bolt sticking out of her chest. And another out of her thigh. Looks like crossbow bolts.
I'm going to pull both of those out and just like give her 2 more points of healing directly over the wounds.
Yeah. Where? Hello, love.
We really have to stop reuniting like this.
I'm a bit confused.
So am I. Things happen very, very quickly.
They certainly did.
You're in Rexentrum, by the way. You may want to take it easy.
I'm going to close my eyes for a minute.
You should be okay now. Mac, is there any other healers in the embassy by chance?
Not traditional ones.
Non-traditional will work fine.
Right. I'll get Doc, and he just kind of heads out. Returns after a moment with a peg-legged man with an eye patch.
You weren't kidding. Untraditional it is. All right.
He looks
These
confused.
people have just survived something before they were teleported here. Please tend to the wounded.
Jocelyn kind of gets up, walks over to Ilya. I mean, I'm not going to be in any shape to fight any Archmage, I tell you. It's just not going to any cast heal on Ilya.
Alright.
And heals are 70 points.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I am really spent at this point, Kiora, I promise you.
No one... Ah!
And then Jocelyn goes back, sits down, and lays on the floor.
Why am I the only one thinking it's a good idea to spend 5 minutes before acting rashly? Why am I the one thinking this?
I'm gonna approach Jocelyn on the floor. Would you like a coffee?
I would love one, Macklin.
Okay,
And
one
I don't
coffee.
drink coffee.
Macklin nods and looks around, and he looks at Ilya. Coffee?
She hasn't actually
I give
sat up.
Macklin a withering stare. She needs rest.
Coffee sounds great, Macklin. Thank you.
Snaps his finger, points at Ilya. Looks at Cure. Coffee? Tea. You're a tea person. Right, I'll be back.
You feel someone fall into step next to you, heavy-footed. Mama is more of a hot cocoa person. I'll come with you.
Presuming that is Talia.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. She's wearing a mask, and her hair is red.
Like with blood?
Probably some of it is blood, but it looks like it's been dyed red.
Okay. I nod at her, kind of somewhat jarred by the change in appearance, but she was supposed to be laying low, so maybe. Cocoa it is. Yes, come along. We have a lot to talk about, I think. And I could use an extra set of hands. There's a lot of people who need coffee and or tea or cocoa right now.
Jozin's going to help Odrin up
Mm-hmm.
and put his arm around his neck and guide him out of the room to find him a room, and he's going to say, "All right, old boy, let's go see if we can't find you someplace to sleep."
That's probably a good idea for both of us, sir.
It's not like I used to be, that's for sure. Then again, I don't remember ever casting teleport twice like that. That was stimulating. That was also after, making a wish to connect with you telepathically.
That's an interesting use of wish. I've heard of the spell, telepathy. Things are coming back now that we can breathe air.
It's nice here, actually. Not full of green gas.
Not full of green gas.
And just guide him to take
Yeah, there's plenty of bedrooms.
and put him down for rest. I'll go as far as taking off his boots for him.
Yeah. He's not wearing
Right.
armor because he's a wizard, but like
Exactly.
outer
Well,
robes.
just his leather boots.
He is.
And then go ahead.
Yeah, he passes out cold. He's.
And Jocelyn will walk out, and head back to his room,
Mm-hmm.
and find the person who's laying on his bed. You can at least move over.
Yeah, it was one of the sisters. Will get up out of the bed and just sit next to it.
And he will literally just roll on his side and start taking a nap.
Yeah, sure. As you tell Ilya, she's just like, right now, more than anything, I need air.
Yeah, you can have my room. I think it's the largest room here.
No, I meant that quite literally.
Darling, we're in Rexentrum. I don't know if that's a good idea.
No, I just need to breathe for a minute. He covered the city in a blanket of poisonous fog.
I'll pull off my ring of disguise. Oh shit, you need to attune to that.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you? Yep, you need to attune to that. Damn it!
With all the commotion, you hear the door open behind you again.
Look over.
Tybalt's just standing in the door, just watching everything.
Oh, Tybalt, you're good with illusions, right?
I am.
Think you can cast one on her real quick?
You would like me to disguise...
Anything would do. We just need to step outside for a moment, just for some fresh air.
All right.
We promise we won't raise any armies.
He just motions around the paladins.
This is not an army.
He just kind of makes a symbol with his finger, mutters a somatic under his breath. You see, Ilya actually looks, hair goes blonde, green eyes, a little bit taller, in a, servant's clothing. Fairly common.
That will work. All right, up you get. I'll walk her out, but as we pass by Tybalt, I pause and look over at him. I owe you a significant explanation, and perhaps we could speak in a little while.
I'm going to get some coffee.
It seems like a fine idea right now. Hang out with Elmika for now. You two have a lot to catch up on. We have a lot to discuss. I'll be back. And I'll walk Ilya outside.
Okay. Yeah. You're smart enough to walk her to like a back courtyard.
Oh yeah, if there's a back or inner courtyard, that's exactly where we're gonna go.
Yeah, and she's leaning heavily on you. She still seems pretty disoriented. Even with the healing, even with, even with the lay on hands clearing out the poison, she seems fairly, still a little out of it. Oh, alright, so I'm in Rexentrum.
Yes.
Okay. How's it going?
What'd she say?
How's it going?
Oh.
Just standing in silence. Roman Rex syndrome. Cure stands, yes. And just stares.
How's it going? Absolute silence.
So Ilya, as usual, breaks the ice. How's it going? That's a total cure.
That's more or less what happens. Goes very quiet for a very long time. It's been a day.
Before or after you brought the sovereign to Rexentrum?
Oh, it was a day before that. Started off fairly well, nightmares aside.
Now, anything to do with that blue-haired boy that stuck his head in the door and looked at me like I was the boogeyman?
I have a brother.
Yes,
Another one.
I'm about to say, yes, dear, I know. I have to pay him your weight in chocolate in order to marry you.
What?
I said that out loud.
Yes, you did.
It was one of your courting gifts. I'm supposed to.
Try. Don't think. Breathe. You're safe. Relatively. I may not be human, but I'm going to make sure that you do not get out of bed for the next 24 hours. I won't be here the entire time, but
And message him for
now I'm
tips.
rambling. It has been a day.
He's found it very effective to steal all my shoes. As well.
Why are this? We don't need to discuss this now. Why your shoes? Well, yes, that would seem like something he would do.
To keep me pinned for 24 hours, or 8 usually, to get some sleep. Usually he steals all my shoes, and occasionally, once even rather dramatically, all of my pants.
That is surprisingly effective.
Runs in the family.
Hunan is very good at circumventing all the little things and getting right to the things you actually need to go about your day.
His brain works differently than most people. Yuri's as well.
Go figure.
Did he get out all right, Yuri?
Yuri was the one I was speaking to, right?
Yuri and
the
Ghost,
other
yeah,
night.
you've been speaking with.
Yep. Yes, I've been in communication with both Yuri and Ghost. They were the ones who alerted us to the situation in Whitestone. Then Josen found out more information, by God knows how, and staged a very impromptu rescue.
Right. Okay, Yuri and Ghost told you. I will execute them promptly.
You will do no such thing. I feel like I've had this conversation before with someone. Keeping the truth from me is not going to make me worry less, it's going to make me worry more. I know what my mission is, I know what you're relying on me to do. I'm not going to get sidetracked very easily. I've learned to take at least 5 minutes before I make any decision. Unlike most people in my party. There's a prolonged pause as Kior looks around. Actually, hold on a second. I want to try something.
Okay.
Yeah, Kior insight checks herself and realizes what she just says as she looks around at Rex and Trim and just sighs. At this point, I'm honestly not sure if it's been a terrible day, or on the whole, relatively good. I'm getting very paranoid the longer we stay out here, even though there's all these walls around us.
We can go back inside. I have been trapped inside of a tunnel for a day, and I think some more.
Completely understandable. I'll walk her slowly back inside.
Mm-hmm. You notice that security has quietly doubled.
I very much approve of this. Oh, the conversations that I must have.
V and Tab, as you return to the embassy,
Hi.
you notice that the security is doubled.
Well,
What do you
that's
think they've
interesting.
done? At the same exact time. Does the new security look equally competent as I think no, actually what Tab is looking for is, have we doubled the number of pirates?
You have done.
Or do we now also have ninjas?
Roll. Both of you roll me investigation.
Oh, that should be fun.
Or perception, but either one.
No, definitely investigation for us. 26. Not
26.
amazing.
I'll be taking that perception option.
Okay. 26
21.
and 21. You notice that there aren't pirates at the door. They're definitely in Tal'Dorei livery. But when you look closely at them, looking for like telltale signs of pirates, you instead see telltale signs of magic around them. Like maybe there's an illusion on them.
Like the livery is like they were dressed up, illusion is real quick because there wasn't enough
No.
livery to go around.
Like, actually with the 21V, meet me in Whispers.
Delightful. We don't know.
Ooh.
Actually, both of you meet me in Whispers.
Oh boy.
You get to know. There's Whisper.
User left your channel. Channel switched. User joined your channel.
Hi.
Hi, friends.
So you see
Why hello?
that they're wearing an illusion. Beneath that illusion, these are motherfucking drow. And
Oh!
Ninjas.
Which, I mean, we'll ask V, I guess, when we get back to, presumably when we get back to game. V, do you
I see
recognize any of them?
anyone I know?
This is Hannah asking. Cat hasn't asked yet. But probably will.
Okay, so we can go back to main chat, but that's what you notice. You can just barely see through their illusions.
Did V recognize anyone? Or was that a secret?
No, V, you did not. Actually, fuck, yeah, V, roll me. It's hard with the illusions up, but you can roll me a history check if you want.
Can't hurt anything, right?
I mean,
They
let's
can only
see.
kill me once.
No, no one you see
Yeah.
immediately.
Fucking Joe Laxel is here, and we don't recognize him.
What we don't see is the one human mixed in with the lot.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Back to game. Fabulous. I love it. See you soon.
Channel switched.
Though,
User joined your
You
channel.
can't see. You can create an object that's worth
User joined your
25
channel.
gold pieces, but it's not magical.
Wait, Wish creates a non-magical object?
Yeah, you can create one object of up to 25,000 gold pieces in value that isn't magic
25,000.
item. Yeah.
Got it.
You want to wish me some spell books into existence, Johnson?
I could.
We could probably get that stupid spell of binding without this madness.
How much does an Exandrian airship cost?
Oh no.
So,
I don't know.
Tab V, you notice this? You notice that thing that you noticed as you come into the embassy.
We look at V. What's V's expression look like right now?
V is not quite sure if. No, wait. Insight check. I want to know how much of this you get.
Oh, sure. 22.
Okay. So, V is kind of looking at this and going, okay, should I be, like, okay with this? Am I sure of, like, which faction we're dealing with here? It's like, is it safe or is it, even more awkward?
Would you like to sneak in? Or would you like to not go in at all? Or would you like to walk up and say hello?
How about we just walk by and pretend we believe their disguises?
Do you think they'll
Then
do
we
the
can
same for
interrogate
yours?
Cure.
We'll watch. And we just stroll on in like we own the place, assuming they have been told that we're out and about and are
Yeah.
allowed to come back in.
They do not stop you.
When we get inside, does it seem like the new security is inside as well? Or
It does seem like
is
there's
this-
more people around. And actually, as you walk inside, you see Cure walking inside with her arm around a fairly buxom blonde with like green eyes who looks a little like she's not moving super great. Like she seems like maybe stiff and tired and a little maybe injured or out of it. Maybe she might be drunk. Who knows?
There have been a lot of disguises today. I'm gonna just roll and see if I feel like Tab should be able to make this conclusion. Yeah, that's fine. Like not necessarily who's who, but
Yeah.
Are we insight checking for disguise or perception checking or
You
whichever?
can perception if you'd like.
I'm always going to take that option.
Probably it does appear to be someone in disguise. Though harder to tell on this one.
Well, also, Cure is like oddly chummy with person, which is weird.
I also don't think anyone needs an insight check to tell that Cure is very harried. They left and she was in stoic brooding mode, and now she's fully just completely overwhelmed.
Also, not even mad at us. How weird is that?
oh, she's mad at us.
Yes, but she's
Even
forgotten it.
blatantly.
Let's not remind her.
Yeah, Cure, you see Tab and V kind of lingering in the front hall.
Josen did something rash and saved a bunch of lives and brought them here.
We got
Every
you a
time we
present,
walk
and
through
we'll.
this door, there were like twice as many people. Eventually, we won't be able to move.
You're not wrong, though.
We say we got you a present, and we hold out one of the healing potions to Cure.
I blink at it, and I go to speak, go to say something. I pause, purse my lips, nod my head, and reach out for it.
Where are the others, please? We have presents for them too.
Josen is probably asleep on his bed, and Macklin went for coffee, and I haven't seen him since. Thank you
Oh,
very
you must
much,
have just
Tab.
missed him.
You're welcome. Macklin went for coffee.
Yes, he might be in the cafeteria. I pause and I lift my bracelet, again realizing moments after the fact my response time is getting better. Macklin, are you still in the embassy?
Yes.
Where are you?
So, Macklin, you're in the kitchen with Talia.
In the kitchen with Tyler.
We'll be right there. We have a present for you, because we can also hear this over the bracelets.
As they head off, I hand the healing potion to Ilya.
Ilya takes it. I don't think it's a matter of chugging healing potions for injuries at this point, but I appreciate it. Puts it in a pocket.
I feel like it may be important for you to keep this on you at all times.
You're not wrong.
Then I'll escort her up to my room to see that she's tucked into bed.
Okay, yeah. And get her out of her armor. Yeah, she falls into bed. She's exhausted. You still see that the flame crown, which is usually a significant crown of flames, is still just kind of just barely flickering.
Oh, as I notice that now, does it occur to me that that crown has been visible the entire time?
It was not visible through the disguise.
Got it.
But the disguise drops as you kind of get to the room. Yeah. So Macklin, you're with Talia.
Right on. Yeah, see if we can procure some coffee and some cocoa. And looking back, she's looking hale and healthy.
She's looking exhausted, pretty injured, and a little disoriented.
A little disoriented. Can I roll like an insight check to see if she's just in shock or if there's something that's affecting her?
Sure.
It's gonna be a 26.
26. I mean, yeah, you've seen, like, it looks like she's been without oxygen for a long time. Like, it looks like kind of exhaustion from oxygen deprivation. I mean, you've
Yeah,
seen that sort of thing more more from drowning in a mine than from like long-term hypoxia, but or whatever it's called. But she just seems a little little disoriented.
Sure. Yeah, and he'll eventually, break the silence. And so, what exactly happened, and how are you? Why are you all here?
There was so it looked like the city was going to fall. We sent Yariel back with the last of the injured. We were securing the route back. The thought was go through the portal, and then we can close the portal from the side of the Emerald Plains. Except he closed it for us. We were just the
Hey,
we were just the rear guard. You know, all that was left of the rear guard. Even we were fully evacuating out.
are you all that was left?
All that was left in Whitestone.
That sounds like a successful evacuation.
Yeah, only 10 people lost.
Against all odds.
The ground shook and the sky turned to ash and smoke and poison.
Smoke and poison. Sounds like a new tactic for him.
Well, skeletons don't breathe.
They most certainly do not.
Neither do zombies. We knew there's supplies in the safe, so we fell back to the safe. That's when Elia was injured and fell with my mother.
Hmm. So it has come to pass. Whitestone has finally fallen.
He'll turn his attention to Emerald Plains now.
He nods. And he rubs his chin a little bit. That does give us some time to work. Not a lot of time, but some time.
She just nods.
Yeah, he goes about and he puts together, various cups, just kind of thinking, puzzling it all over. From your world, from your time when Whitestone fell, had there been an exodus to the Emerald Plains, or did you all head to the pin?
The Emerald Plains were held by a significantly less agreeable Count Costme. We evacuated to the pin. Also, the wolves fell by surprise, so there wasn't a lot of pre-evacuation.
He nods. The variables are much changed this time around.
Right, this time I was not a 6-year-old holding a sword and killing people for my first time. And she kind of steals a cup of hot cocoa and toasts you with it.
He nods. So, much improved from the last one.
much improved.
Second
Apologies.
has already. Pardon?
Apologies if I'm a bit out of it.
No, it's certainly fine. Looks her over again. You seem well enough to carry on a bit of conversation. Though I would recommend perhaps you rest afterwards. Do you rest? Is that a thing you do?
I do still rest, yes.
Right.
Just not usually well.
Well, there's not much that can be done to help that, unfortunately. During the battle, as you kept Whitestone, in your estimate, you've been closest to him, pulling off something like darkening the skies with poison. What are the chances they can pull that kind of stunt off again?
Unlikely. It seems that he wanted to end Whitestone, to really strike a heavy blow. When the earth shook, it didn't feel like it was part of the attack. It felt like in the days before an ascension, there's the planes get unruly. Imagine you have a fever and your body tries to fight it off. That's what an ascension looks like.
He squints. The ground shook for you too.
The walls fell. Buildings. There's nothing left of Whitestone. The tunnel we were in was just a collapsed chunk of. It's just a pocket, really. A pocket with a door.
Midday yesterday, around 5 o'clock or so.
Probably correlates. I can't do the math at the moment. It doesn't. He's not fully ascended. It's just this is the beginning of the end.
Right. So the whole world is shaking in response. I wonder what other omens would portend to this. Fascinating.
Volcanoes, mass migrations, mountains coming to life when walking across the lands.
Did that happen in your world?
He never got close to ascending in my world.
What's the difference? What changed? We came back. He should have been set back further.
Motivation?
Motivation?
Time? I don't know. If I think I may have betrayed him quite deeply.
You pissed him off enough for him to attempt something stupid.
Tale as old as time.
Song as old as rhyme. He's on the back foot. He's tilted. He's desperate. This could work in our favor. Or it could mean the end of all things. We'll just have to see how it goes.
You sound very giddy.
Well, it's the hell out of being depressed about it.
You know what? I like that view. I will be giddy as well. And I can...
It's an acquired taste.
summon the energy to do jumping jacks, I will be jumping for joy.
Maybe one step at a time. See if you can maybe get a pencil or a wooden dowel and hold it between your teeth. It forces you to smile.
Keep that in mind.
Just don't let anyone see you, because then they ask questions about you and it gets weird.
Macklin, I have a sentient shadow and can't see color and can't taste food. Weird. Oh, also I have a face full of scars and weird is not a thing anymore.
Well, we're gonna find you a dowel then.
Right. Let's ask Mac.
Where is Mac?
As you look around for Mac, we're gonna call it for tonight.
Okay.
There's plenty of room for dock play if people want to do dock plays.
Yeah.
We all want to do a dock play with Mac.
Everyone finds Mac.
Just pull a Mac in every different direction.
That's fine.
That poor dude.
He's
I feel
the
so
pet
bad.
NPC.
He went.
I'm not sure if Mac or Tybalt is having a worse day.
Tybalt's having a bad day.
Yeah.
Oh no. Like,
Yeah, he is.
Shit
I
goes
definitely-
downhill.
I definitely feel worse for Tybalt, but I think Mac
Yeah.
might be having an objectively worse day.
It's just like I picture him opening the door and seeing all the people and just looking around and looking at Cure, shaking his head and shutting.
Almost happened. He's like, oh, that seems like a huge disruption. Let me go check it out for you. Just stay here, don't disappear on me. And he goes and opens the door, and this fucking sovereign Ilya Tal'Dorei, first of her name, was on the floor, and he's just like,
He just quits.
along with 5 heavily armored paladins. He's just like,
it's a very small insurgency.
please stop making all of my life harder.
The NPCs are
I mean, he's
truly
got
the ones who
inside
really
information
suffer.
now.
I know, right? The PCs get rewarded and the NPCs get destroyed.
That's
Lucius.
economics.
That's economics. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Dawson did a heist.
Jocelyn
did.
did a heist. Jocelyn did a heist in 10 minutes.
That was amazing.
Also without us.
I was so
Also without us.
impressed. I mean, we couldn't have helped on that heist.
Jocelyn stole a whole ass. Jocelyn stole a whole ass sovereign.
That was very
Yep.
good.
One goddaughter. Boom.
Like, we could have cheered him on, but there's nothing we could have done to help him. That was all Jocelyn.
For
So
real.
did Ilia's parents like actually have contract with Jocelyn over this Godfather thing? Because that would be hilarious.
I mean,
The
yeah.
film contract.
So, yeah, Ilya's father was exceptionally close with Jocelyn. They were childhood friends.
They were.
This is not the first time Jocelyn has shown up in the thick of it and fucking gotten the Tal'Dorei royal family out of it.
It's good to have a brand.
I've saved every
This is
single
probably the
member
third
of that
time. This is probably the third time rescuing Ilya, at least.
show. Guardian. He's a guardian angel.
Grandpa.
See, that's why he became an angel right there.
Real angels. were
He
smuggled.
earned his wings.
Yeah, hold on a second, guys. Just hold on. I'll be there in a second. God.
Yeah, Jocelyn got them out of Amon twice.
Very
Y'all need to
impressive.
stop getting into trouble. I have something I have to do over here. I'm doing Hades' work over here. And you guys are over here doing this shit. And then Cure's trying to convince them not to do it.
That's not what she was trying to convince him to do.
So we
They
compromised.
literally just yelled. They literally just got angry at the rogues for doing something rash.
That's why Jocelyn did what he did as a rash action. He's
It
trying
was
to prove a
no.
point.
I mean, it's an interesting thing. It was
Yes, but
both
it's not
actions
going
were
to work 'cause
perceived
Mel
as
approved.
rash, because of differences in the risk assessment and the necessity level, which is not the same thing as being objectively rash.
Oh, Kior thought he was being rash.
Sure, no, I absolutely
Not
think that
wrong,
Kiora
but-
thought that. Yeah, no shade on what Kiora thought. Or no disagreement, because certainly you would know what Kiora thought better than I know what Kiora thought. But yeah,
Kior's just hesitant because Jocelyn just gave the rogues ammunition to keep doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
But Jocelyn did it, and it works.
well,
But
and it wasn't
also-
like it was. Tab had their own risk assessment based on information, based on the information and urgency available to them. Like it's all perspective.
I'm gonna say this right now. Going in trying to save 10 people versus killing myself to get information are
Oh,
on
yeah.
two
That,
different levels. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Kior is definitely in line with that line of thinking, but she's also she's just frustrated. Like, we've done these things before, we've gotten angry about them before, we've talked about them before. Why do they keep happening?
Because we're adventurers.
It's almost like things are gonna happen.
5 minutes. That's all that's needed. Hell, it took less than one for Josen to think about coming to the embassy rather than going to Tal'Dorei and leaving us without a sorcerer.
We would have been fine.
We would have worked it out either way.
Yeah, sorry guys. I hope you guys don't mind a little like God motive. You know, Deus Ex Machina. Like, no, just take him to the embassy. I don't want to run a whole ass encounter without you. No.
It was objectively the smarter move.
Pros and cons.
Hey, Jocelyn paused and said, okay, that's fine. I got that one. Let's do that one. I gotta be honest with you, that was my first thought. Was bringing them back
Yeah.
there. And I was like, I don't know if I should do that. Because I was just thinking I could probably go over to the Emerald Plane and be like, hey, you're a wizard, right? Yeah, you're like my level, right? Yeah, just send me back. Yeah, send me back.
Nodrin will be able to get them out of there, but he's...
Wasn't it Odrin who sent us here the first time?
Yeah, everyone's... But the whole thing with them is that they were just through, like, huge-ass battle.
Yeah, they were tapped.
And have been battling for several days. And, yeah, completely tapped.
That's what Jocelyn, I mean, really, honestly, Jocelyn's fear was like, I mean, you're telling me the whole top of it's been poison and gas.
Yeah.
It's not going to take them too long to find you. And what happens if you're completely out of energy? You guys aren't going to be able to defend yourselves.
Yeah, and then that's basically why, you know, not to give too much away, but the whole reason for the poison gas is to, like, suck all of the energy out of them. Which is why they're all, like, disoriented and dizzy and tired. That's the point.
Right.
Enervation vapes.
Yeah, it's basically like massive carbon monoxide poisoning. Everyone just wants to lay down and go to sleep.
That's why he didn't want to wait. He wasn't going to wait for a party. Last thing on Jaws' mind is a frickin' party. You don't give a shit. These people are going to die.
They didn't even have to wait that long.
Yeah, just 7 more hours.
Not even that. 1 minute. 1 minute was the entire difference between Josen sending himself to Emerald Plains and Josen coming back with everyone to Rexentrin.
Oh, that.
Like I said, that was Josen's first thought. He was like, I'm just going to bring them back with me. Fuck it. They're safer here than they are being poisoned with gas.
Incidentally, Kiora is going to use 5 lay on hands points to cure Ilya of poisoning if she is poisoned.
Yep.
Yep, she is. I did my best.
All right, I'm done
yeah.
for the night. I
Yep.
gotta sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See you later.
Bye.
User disconnected.
Good game,
from your
everyone.
channel.
Good night, folks.
Night.
Peace out.
User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Do you have like 2 minutes, or are you running
Yeah,
off
no,
to bed?
I'm not running off
Yeah.
to bed. I'm
I-
in full on decompress mode.
Delightful. So I am not Tab is solid enough that Tab can just like shrug off the